Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Aileen Senpai, and today we're going to be going back into some more Pink Floyd. We are finishing off the Animals album with the song Sheep. I've already done Dogs and Pigs, so if you've missed those, I do have a playlist in the description of this video, but I'm really thrilled. I feel like, especially in Dogs, I had a moment where I felt like the solo was just making me hallucinate. That is something that, tends to happen whenever you're listening to anything that David Gilmour touches. So it's almost cathartic and full circle moment here that we're finally finishing off this album. I am not done with Pink Floyd. I know there's quite a bit I still got to do, but once we're done with this, we're going to continue this whimsical, magical, honestly mind blowing journey that we've been going through together. Yeah, with that being said, let's get started with Pink Floyd's Sheep. I feel like it's doing the same thing, putting us back into a trance. Mm.
Carelessly passing your time in the grassland
Holy sustained note. Yeah, okay.
allegedly aware of the sight of the ease in the
Wow.
better watch out. There may be dogs about. I'm looked overjoyed and I've seen things are not what they seem.
Already. Okay, so now all of the animals are starting to get tied in together. You better watch out. There might be dogs around. Obviously the dogs being just as we discussed, those like money hungry, those in charge, those kind of being very in the beginning it said like, in the beginning of dogs, we're talking about being this like rabid dog, almost kind of like fiending. We're on the wild biologically, it's kind of dog eat dog. You know where your next meal is coming from, so you just gotta like pick and grab at whatever you can, get your little claws on, get your fangs on. And obviously now we're talking about sheep, and people say this all the time. Sheep are herded, sheep follow. They follow blindly. They don't know what the hell is going on. Their job is just exist, eat grass, and make wool. So honestly, it kind of ties into people being sheep. Those kind of following those blindly. Those kind of might possibly being attacked by a dog, by someone who is just trying to like grasp at them and take advantage and do all of these awful things that we have seen in all of this animal story is getting pulled together. But I just feel like this we're just sheep existing. In the beginning it's like you just hear them buying, and then You hear a little bit of the guitar slowly coming in, and then the drums kind of kick it off. But things slowly start to get a little bit louder, almost like those sheep noises are being drowned out a bit. And kind of gets this like they shake you a little. They kind of give you like a wake the hell up, like an alarm clock. Wake up! Don't be one of these sheep, kind of just existing in this barn. And there's a dangerous world around you that you're like at the bottom of the food chain. And yeah, okay, very interesting. Let's go. I went back a little bit because I don't want to miss anything. But that, now things are just starting to like make a lot of sense. So I apologize for rambling. But anyway, let's continue.
I'm overjoyed and I see things are not what they seem. So you get for pretending the danger's not
Well, it's right in front of our eyes the entire time. Those notes. They just love hypnotizing us. Now it's like a straight, like a horror film. Feels very like Twilight Zone. Unsettling, uneasy. It almost sounds like we're in church. Okay. Am I crazy? It sounded like we were almost in church, like we're being told a sermon. With these three songs, they were very much in depth. There's a lot to go into. So I have been pulling up the lyrics and really doing deep dives at the end of the video. So I'm going to grab those lyrics at the end when we're done with this so we can really examine and really thoroughly appreciate, these masterpieces that they've made. This whole album is just a collective story, just a goddamn masterpiece. Sorry for my language, but I thought it was quite interesting. There was a line there that said something about the sheep. That's what you get for pretending the danger's not real. Something along those lines. I will also reread the lyrics as well, but it almost is kind of like these sheep aren't exactly as blind as we thought they were. They know the dangers. They know what's going on. They know what's happening around the world around them. They're in danger of these dogs that might kill them, might pluck them and do all of these awful things that we discussed in the dogs video. But it almost feels like it's kind of like, what else did you expect? That's what you get. You were a sheep being herded, didn't think for yourself, didn't ask the questions, didn't try to rebel. You just stayed in your little pen and lived your life, lived and died in this pen, and never got to kind of speak out. So that's what you get for pretending like it's not real. If something awful happens around you, that's your fault. You are equally liable because you could have also made the choice to get out of this pen, try to long for, aspire for greater and greener pastures, I guess, metaphorically speaking. But it really feels like these lyrics are just so, having them all pieced together, it's a little mind blowing. And all of the instruments, of course, as always, Pink Floyd has a way of just kind of like grabbing you, shaking you, making you wake up. We've seen it time and time and time again. Us getting hallucinating, going in a trance. It's a thing that happens, and it's a beautiful thing. If you enjoy the ride and allow yourself to be taken away on this journey. But wow, okay, I honestly so excited to dive into these because I don't want to. I want to grasp it all, and you guys always help me out at the end with these videos. So yeah, whew, gonna continue. We have about 3 minutes left, and I'm already so excited to read these and just fully appreciate what they gave us. So, yeah.
We fell on his neck with a scream.
Love the crazy laugh. Adds so much more. Now we're celebrating. I wonder if we're just gonna fade out. I think so. Oh, now we're back to the sheep. Oh man. Whew. Having them being, yeah, the sheep still with the no, nothing on the screen is, I feel like that was intentionally done here. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. What a song, what an album. I feel so just happy to have listened to this with you guys. We've been doing really deep dives at the end of each of these videos. Pink Floyd is something that has a lot of substance, and some things can be a little hard to hear, especially on a first listen. So I'm going to pull these lyrics up. So bear with me. Let me grab these really, really quickly. All right, here we have hopelessly passing your time in the grassland away, only dimly aware of a certain unease in the air. You better watch out, there may be dogs out. I looked over Jordan and I have seen things that things are not what they seem. I feel like this is just kind of talking about how I mentioned how these, sheeps are in this grassland. They're just grazing, they're just existing, but not really fully aware of what is on the other side. They're just kind of there, not really question anything, being herded. It's very easy to guide a sheep, guide it where you want it to go. Obviously, that is going to be a metaphor for people kind of, following blindly. And because I did kind of mention of a sermon, I see there is some kind of like a play on a verse in the Bible. So maybe I'm wondering, obviously, you think of sheep as well in the Bible, guiding these sheep in almost a metaphor, like kind of like showing them, the truth of God, the word of God, all of those things. So I'm wondering if maybe Pink Floyd is talking about people who are overly religious, maybe if that's what they're speaking about, if they're kind of, against that. I'm not entirely sure. Just let me know in the comments. But it's kind of what I'm over here piecing together. As we continue, what do you get for pretending the danger's not real? Meek and obedient, you follow the leader. Down well trodden quarters into the valley of steel. What a surprise. The look of terminal shock in your eyes. Now things are really what they seem. No, this is no bad dream. So I'm assuming that is, again, people who kind of like, pretend things aren't real. I misheard the lyrics when I paused in the beginning, in the middle of the song there. So that is making a little bit more sense. Make an obedient, you follow the leader. Kind of, oh, you're telling me this is where I got to go. Okay, sounds good. I will do whatever you say. And, there is real dangers out there, but sometimes you're told, oh, it's fine, it's going to be fine. And then everything falls apart, crumbles in front of you. Everything is not what you thought it would be, and then you're just kind of there like, "Whoa, wait, what? I thought we were fine. I thought things were fine." And now all of a sudden, your whole world around you is starting to crumble and fall apart. Now we continue here. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me down to lie through pastures green. He leadeth me the silent waters by. With bright knives he releaseth my soul. He maketh me to hang on hooks in high places. He converteth me to the lamb cutlets. For lo, he hath great power and great hunger. When cometh the day, we lowly ones, through quiet reflection and great dedication, master the art of karate. Lo, we shall rise up, and then we'll make the bugger's eyes water. So now I'm kind of seeing these sheep. I feel like this kind of like sermon, it almost felt like we were in church, like I mentioned. It had that very like monotonous kind of like the way you usually speak and say these things. You kind of are reciting these words in the church setting, but it's almost like these sheep are realizing, like, wait a minute. Things are a little off. Maybe this is not how I wanted life to be. It almost feels like these sheep are kind of feeling like they are lied to. And we're going to rise up, we're going to revolt. It almost feels like we're kind of, saying to ourselves, I don't know if it's we're actually going to do it. But it almost feels like we're telling ourselves this, to kind of rile ourselves up. Like when you're beginning of a game, you kind of like have a little huddle, like, hey, we got this, it's gonna be fine. But it's almost like you think about it, they're still sheep and they're not very brave. So, are they actually going to follow through with this revolt? Bleeding and babbling, we fell on his neck with a scream, wave upon wave of demented avengers, marched cheerfully out of obscurity into the dream. Have you heard the news? The dogs are dead. We better stay home do as you're told. Get out of the road, and if you want to grow old, back to that. It seems like we were all talk. We wanted to do this revolt. We were all talk, but at the end of the day, we're gonna continue. Better stay home. Do as you're told. It's maybe I regret this. Maybe this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm just gonna be comfortable with what I know, and what I know is grazing, being a sheep, babbling, baaing, as it kind of ended with them going back into that very like meh, like little the sheep noises. So we're at the end of the day going to continue the cycle and just look forward. Don't do you test things. It's fine. I'm just gonna continue to be a sheep, be herded my entire life, and that's it. So I feel like that was a nice way to kind of come full circle and finish off the song. Thought it was incredibly done. This was released in 1977, and it is 2024. Been quite some time since this is released, and if anything, these words have aged like fine wine. Every single word in this album has completely aged like fine wine. Things are, that were relative then are relative now, and we can put them to use in our life. Again, this is every time I listen to Pink Floyd, I feel like they put you in a trance. They make you see a life through a different set of lenses, and it is a very beautiful thing, very terrifying at times. But again, like I mentioned, if you allow yourself to welcome the Pink Floyd journey, and you're going to be in for a crazy ride. And that I have been for many songs we've listened to together. So, man, thank you for having me. Thank you so much for showing me this. I'm very, very happy that I was able to go through this Animals album with you all. We have a lot more songs and albums to kind of do deep dives with. So, don't worry, I'm not done with this Pink Floyd journey, but I'm curious, what do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments. Where shall we take this Pink Floyd journey next? But if you enjoyed my video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss my videos ever again. I also do live stream on Twitch. If you want to catch me, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Truly love to get to know you guys. But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow on the next video. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Remember, I love you so much. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.